what your thoughts were when Axl used that word in One in a Million, because there are people who still claim that Axl was a racist because of that song, which
Yeah.
it's more of a character in my view, and the way it is, and kind of like there goes the neighborhood describing the scene. So, what were your thoughts when One in a Million came out?
I have no thoughts on that whatsoever. That didn't bother me. It didn't even raise an eyebrow. You know, it's the person that says it with intent that raises the eyebrow.
Exactly.
Axel, I know you know, he's not that dude. You know, he can say whatever he wants to say. He's not that dude. You know, we do a lot of, you know, cop killer. We're killing cops. We're not killing cops. You know, he can say what he wants to, but he has, you know, that's not in his heart. You know, his bodyguard was a black man, you know, for the longest, you know. So if you are racist, why would you have a black man protect your life, you know? So, that doesn't bother me at all.
I was like, yeah, okay. You know, I had already done, I was getting off a tour with Cinderella, and I was like, yeah, let me go on the road with them, you know. And from what I learned hanging out with Slash, and didn't get any racist vibe or anything. I think it's really important to talk about this because it's so controversial. And at the time, I didn't. Maybe it was my ignorance or I was so young, and you know, I was just like, oh, rock and roll, you know. I just I and because I didn't know the song, you know, I wasn't really introduced to the song. I had heard fans or non-fans say, "Aren't they racist?" And I'm like, "No," but and people would say, "How about that song?" And I'd be like, "What song?" You know. So that's my bad. You know, it's like that is my mistake and my ignorance of not researching, you know, the band before I started working for them. Um, However, you know, at the time, I think, you know, I probably had the same reaction that you did, where I thought Axl was speaking from the point of view of racist America. And
Right.
that's how, you know, middle America, racist America, whatever, thinks. And he was just thinking out loud, you know, and especially because I never got personally a racist vibe from Axl. He was always super, not only like super sweet and kind to me, but he was very respectful. Like, you know, he wasn't like the other guys, where the other guys would cuss in front of us and be vulgar and, you know, just be rock and roll, you know. And Axl was really like, he would never cuss in front of me. He would always address me properly. He was
Hmm.
very, very sweet to me. And so that being said, you know, I guess I couldn't let myself believe that those lyrics meant that he thought I was a I almost said it. That he thought I was what he said in the lyrics.
Ooh, progress.
I'm ignorant to it. I just grew up with thinking like it's, and I'm a Northerner. I'm a New Yorker. I was like Dukes of Hazzard. I'm like, I don't know. It's a Southern thing. I had no idea how bad it was. I look back, like there are clips of like the Golden Girl episodes about this, and I'm obviously using just pop culture. I had no idea how offensive it was. I look at like Axl Rose or Tom Petty. No way were they doing it to be offensive, wearing Confederate flags. That's my view of it. When he went on stage in a Confederate jacket, did they make you feel a certain way? Because I asked her about One in a Million, and something I have to learn. Maybe just using that word in a poetic way doesn't make it okay. So I don't know if you have any. I know it's a big transition of questions as far as depth, but I don't know if you, given everything that you work on, something tells me that you're passionate about this stuff. Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, I'm very, very, very passionate about it. But you know, I would say that, you know, him using the N word, the way I took it when he said it, it was not being used. It was using in the context of how he was saying it. He wasn't using it in a way that was defaming Black people. But at the same time, it was lacking in the sensitivity of understanding the inappropriateness of that line, you know? And I think that's the whole thing. I look at it as like we're souls in human form, okay? So it really doesn't matter what color your human form is, except for the lessons you gain from that human form. You know, what family, what even your religion, they're all lessons for your soul. That's just my way of looking at it. So when I see someone, you know, that's into the Confederate flag, does it bother me? Does it offend me? I feel a little twinge, you know. If they're not being prejudiced on top of it, I just let it go as part of their, okay, they'll figure out that's not cool. You know, it's part of their path. But if they're using it in a manner that is directly hateful, that's a different story. Then I usually will not be in their presence. I would quit. I would speak to them about it. I would speak against it.